Hello to you. My name is Jesse Johnson. This is about nuclear weapons do not exist. A 98.9% probability chance that nuclear weapons do not exist. And if they do not exist, then it's impossible to have a nuclear war. And it's mere propaganda and spinfluence to brainwash the masses of billions, keeping them brainwashed at levels of terror, levels of fear of annihilation. The USA has 4 governments: 1 political, 2 religion, 3 judiciary law, and 4 economic. In cahoots together, these 4 governments use the mass media institution to brainwash and keep brainwashed everyone. The public recognize only one government in its short-sightedness, the political government. Behind this political government are 3 other equally powerful ones, especially the economic government. This means these governments can play all the deceptive games they wish on a completely dim-witted population of hundreds of millions at will, meaning you accept without ever checking, researching, or questioning ever what they tell you, without taking an hour out of 12 to 15 years of your life to find the truth. You don't know but think your opinions is truth itself. You act on it as though it is. This video is about disproving the existence of nuclear weapons, not to disprove World War II and its terribleness to all and everyone that was a part of it, and not to disprove that Hiroshima and Nagasaki were not bombed. What it proves is that Hiroshima and Nagasaki were not bombed with nukes, were bombed but not with nukes. Now to continue, war is laughable to the big shots only, who create it via central banks and others who financially profit from it. There's 2 categories to nuclear weapons not existing. Number 1, mechanical, how they're supposed to work. And number 2, social, what it takes to brainwash hundreds of millions by building an infra-structure for it, such as psychological ops or psychops, fear indoctrination, very large money outlay and use, political and economic secrecy, social engineering, control of the masses, organizations, etc. So let's begin. All the following percents are against nukes existing. Number 1, propaganda and spinfluence continuous for 80 years. Use the mass media since the elite, powerful, own and control it. Use psychiatrists to tell how humans think and feel. The masses have no say. This is a 90% against nukes existing. Number 2, tell public it's extremely difficult to make a nuke and costly. 95% against. Number 3, I've looked personally at over 4 dozen nuclear explosion film videos. All of them, 100% of them, are special effects and fake. A nuclear weapon explosion have never taken place on this earth by human hands. We'll go to A. Special effects are made of small studio models, houses, buildings, cars, trees, etc. B. Phosphorous, which explodes in water to make flash and explode to make look like a bomb. C. Imagery of the sun rising superimposed on other events. D. Glasses to watch explosions thinner than welding glasses. We'll go to E. Miniature explosions superimposed on sky images. F, clouds and ships that don't move in the complete near vicinity of a super powerful nuclear explosion. G, water that don't ripple and have no waves don't happen with the giant nuclear explosions. It is special effects. H, cameras withstand the blasts. I, cameras don't shake or even vibrate when the blast initially happens. J, sky background is black while buildings cast sharp shadows before the explosion even takes place. K, dust and rubble never move across the camera lens even 1 to 2 feet away. L, several events spliced together. M, using miniature explosives to produce effects. N, no high, bright flash underwater initially when the blast happens, which needs to be seen. O, extreme light would burn a hole in the film. P, only one camera angle for each bomb. There should be multiple angles. Q, photos would be dark from intense radiation. R, how to make mini mushroom cloud videos is on YouTube, made by kids, and much, much more, etc. This is 99.999 against nukes existing. Number 4, atomic blast used for home entertainment and public fear-inducing. This is 98% against. Number 5, the USSR, now Russia, built their bomb in 3.5 years in 1949. But Iran, having the same ability, cannot build one since 1975, which is 40 years. This is 99.999% against nukes existing. Number 6, Nagasaki, Hiroshima is a hoax. A, it was not bombed by nukes, but bombed, but not by nukes. A, cities completely turned normal in days. B, people started rebuilding in days. C, no radiation whatsoever, killing people after days, months, and years. D, Japan surrendered 7 days earlier before being bombed. E, Japan cities are identical to all firebomb cities. F, photos of many cities firebombed, and both Japan cities look identical and the same in photos and pictures. G, Japan surrendered because Japan needed to surrender because Japan needed USA as a friend to keep other nations from destroying it. H, Hiroshima is nuke bombed, but streets are clean of rubble. I, concrete buildings still standing at ground zero, 90% against. Number 7, one bomb dropped gets instant surrender, not likely, 75% against. Number 8, no nuclear weapons used under any conditions since 1945, with over 30,000 produced and made, 70 to 80 years, and as insane as human males are. This is 99.999% against. Number 9, the mentally, politically, religiously, economically dominant over the ignorant gullible, 99% against. Number 10, purposes to make propaganda. We'll start with A. Stop Stalin. He was the president of USSR back then. Stop Europe in the war. Number B, deter Viet Minh, that's M-I-N-H, Viet Minh of Vietnam. C, prolong getting more military money after World War II without the masses being the wiser and going and at the same time going along with it. D as in Dan. D, stop war with Japan. E, for Japan to help USA to spread the propaganda of nukes. F, military reasons to invade weak nations having uranium ore. G, to produce an extreme, oppressive one world government. H, to sell conventional weapons more easily. Arms deals. This is 99.9% against. Number 11, nukes are but numbers on paper, special effect videos and films, documentaries. And if you don't agree with that, then show me the nukes. 98% against. Number 12, the book Children of the A-Bomb by Arata Osada, 1959, shows people living in those cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, there at the time says there were no atomic bombs. Only what is called carpet bombing. I've read part of this book, 99.999% against. Number 13, there is no way, means or methods to keep well-equipped and well-moneyed, determined fringe terror groups from making and using an atomic bomb in 75 years, 1945 to 2020, to the present, 99.999% against. Number 14, to scare the masses, hoax. It is a hoax, 99% against. 15, any country can make a nuclear bomb. They only cost $6 to $10 million to make one. They just simply cannot lie as well as the United States and Russia to their people. 99% against. Number 16, fear is more powerful than nukes or conventional weapons. 97% against. Number 17, humans come to the point where they cannot tell what's real and what's not. 99% against. 18, Philip Hubert's wine test for age. No caesium-137 in the air before nuclear power station accident at Chalk River in 1952. If nuke explosions produce caesium-137, then this element needed to be in wines before 1952. Nukes before and after are fake. 99.999% against. 19, North Korea. The methods to obtain nukes use the same means as all others. Infrastructure based on lies and fear indoctrination. 99.99% against. Number 20, uranium-235 was put into firebombs or dirty bombs to radiate Hiroshima and Nagasaki. 45% against. Number 21, the USSR, or Russia as we call it today, could make $1 trillion or more a year if it exploded nukes for entertainment purposes. Simply charge 1 million people who are millionaires $1 million each to see them explode. This would prove they existed, and since they won't do it, 99% against. Number 22, North Korea. All tests were done underground so no one could see it. 99.999% against. Number 23, vulnerable nuke power stations that contaminate everything built right next to a coast and so forth. Cost $3 to $4 billion unguarded. unguarded, no guards outside, just a regular fence, a threat to national security, the easiest thing to hit by U.S. enemies. The public information is available to everyone, but no enemies of the U.S. touches it. That's 99% against nukes even existing. Number 24, Hiroshima. The concrete buildings and bridges survives, but should be gone at ground zero. 95% against. Number 25, they say nukes, whoever says nukes are real, but they say nukes are real, but they make fake special effects films and videos of it. 98% against. Number 26, to siphon off hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars for other military projects. 99% against. Number 27, to produce perpetual conventional wars for profit. Never a nuclear war. 93% against. Number 28, firebomb disintegrates the shells they come in. Nothing's left to contradict that they were used instead of nukes. 90% against. Number 29, radiation stays in ground for decades, even with airburst nukes. Not detected. 97% against. Number 30, this is a nuclear instilling of fear, is a club made of fear to hit people by the hundreds of millions on the head to control them. 90% against. Number 31, fake eyewitness testimonies. 98% against. Number 32, suppose everyone, world governments especially world governments that are in power is on the lie, except the world public. 99.999% against. Number 33, Japan's press was not allowed to visit Nagasaki and Hiroshima for years after the event and to report the truth to others. 80% against. This is part 1. And if you have not seen part 1, this is part 1. This video is 2 parts, part 1 and 2. And if you have not seen part 1, but you are seeing part 2, go to part 1. If you have seen part 1, go to part 2. See both parts, because part 1 and 2 are a single unit. Part 1 starts at 1 through 33, and part 2 starts at 34 to the end. I want to thank everyone for watching part 1. Please go to part 2.